So one part of being a YouTuber that people don't really talk about is you get a lot of emails. And most of those emails go something like this. Do I want to advertise a gambling website on the new travel? No. Dear sir or madam, we love your content and we're wondering if... Sir or madam, really? Delete. Yeah, so most of it's just junk that you should probably ignore. Hi, this is YouTube. Could you send your password to verify your identity? Yeah, sure. Hey, wait a second. But every once in a while, you get an email that's pretty cool. And that's where today's story begins. Open invitation to come to Brazil. Hi Dan, my name is Josh and I've recently discovered your YouTube channel and really like your take on real travel around the world. I was wondering if you and Nari would be interested in joining one of our tours in Brazil completely free of charge. Okay, so it took a little bit more planning than that. This wouldn't just be a normal tour because with big tour groups, it can be kind of awkward shooting my videos. I always feel like the group is waiting for me while I'm filming. So what we decided was Josh would give us a private tour through Brazil. And that tour started in Rio. When you're in Rio de Janeiro, there's one thing at least everyone has to do, and it's El Cristo, Christ the Redeemer statue on top of the hill. Now normally when people do it, it's a nice sunny day with full visibility. Today, not so much. We just bought our tickets and it immediately started to rain, as if the sky was saying, not today guys, not today. But still, we have our tickets, we're gonna do our best and see what it's like. You ready to get wet? Let's go. Oh God. Here we go. Most people up there get the same photos anyway, the same sunny day, eh? Who needs that? We're gonna try something different. You can actually see the statue right up there in the clouds. Look at that. Wow, it looks wet. This is gonna be an adventure, guys. Wish me luck.
Please sticker tickets. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's see how the weather does. Fingers crossed. Well guys, as you can see, we are in the clouds. Quite literally in the clouds. Thankfully, I have my little Osmo Action camera, which is waterproof. But this big guy with the microphone is not waterproof. So I'm gonna do my best to film what I can, but as you can see, it might be a challenge. Well, you know what they say, when in Rome, you do as the Romans. When you're in Rio, on top of El Cristo, and it starts to rain, you buy ponchos. And you know what, guys? Despite all the rain and all the plastic, the view's not that bad after all. Wow. So guys, as you can see, I got my camera behind me, just doing a little time lapse as the cloud moves in. I think it's gonna be really cool. But for now, I mean, it's just lightly raining. The sun is peeking through the clouds. I think we got really lucky, guys. Oh yeah, that'll be nice. That'll be really nice. Nari and the monkey. Just had to stop for the monkeys. I was hesitant to get too close because in places like Southeast Asia, the monkeys will come right up and steal your wallet or steal your phone.
These monkeys are expert thieves.
But so far the monkeys here in Brazil seem to be very peaceful, very chilled out. Oh, look at that. You can see the bridge going all the way across. These clouds actually help make the scene dramatic. It's almost a bit nicer than just a blue sky day. And behind me, you can see just how enormous he is. Oh, Cristo.
Hello!
Turned into a nice day, hasn't it?
Beautiful. I love it with
Yeah,
the clouds.
the clouds.
Quick side note, that there's Josh, and that is Josh's lovely wife, Tasha. Tasha was joining us for the Rio part of the trip, but she would later have to leave. Unfortunately, she had to go back to work. But yeah, that's a little heads up on who these people are. Okay, back to the video.
Look how fast they're moving.
It's amazing. So Nari, how was your visit to El Cristo?
Oh yeah, it was wonderful, and yeah, we're so lucky, right? The clouds were gone and rain stopped. And actually, right now the clouds is coming back.
Yeah, look.
Yeah,
We're already losing El Cristo to the clouds.
and its view is absolutely beautiful.
It's amazing.
And yeah, I gotta admit that yeah, Rio is such a beautiful city that I want to live.
So just a couple blocks away from El Cristo, we found a little Brazilian barbecue. As we've learned from our first 24 hours in this country, Brazilians love to eat meat. So this is going to be a pretty typical lunch from Brazil. So guys, this is what's known as Brazilian lemonade. As you can see, it's made from what we would call limes, you know, the green ones. And as for the taste, it's very sweet, very refreshing. On a nice hot day, I could see this being the best drink ever. We're just leaving the restaurant. Very filling meal. You might have also seen us eating rice and beans with a very specific Brazilian flavor added to it. Josh, what's the name of the...
Okay.
Oh. Oh! Oh! Josh, what's the name of the starch that they add to the rice and beans? in Brazil?
Farofa.
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 That's Brazilian
Very
specialty, right?
Yeah, very Brazilian.
Yeah. Very nice way to eat it. Okay, and here's the Uber. Let's go. So guys, where we are now, this is like a historical tram. There used to be lots of trams running through Rio de Janeiro for transport. And now this is something for the tourists to kind of see how the transport used to be. And also to get some pretty cool views of the city. Let's go. There's an old aqueduct running through Rio that we're running right on top of right now. It's a pretty unique experience being up here. And a great view too. Wow. We just hopped off in this area called Santa Teresa, which as you can see is a really colorful area full of cool artwork. And yeah, just what an interesting vibe in this place, huh? Okay guys, we're now here in a place called Parque des Ruinas. Did I get it, Josh? Yeah, I'm getting a thumbs up from Josh. I guess I pronounced it correctly. And this is a pretty cool place. It's like an old ruined mansion that's right in the center of this park. And it's also a great vantage point to look out over the city. So to this side, we can see downtown, and you can actually see that interesting looking building there?
Can you guess who owns that? It's the same company that makes those.
It's a very rich Brazilian petrol company. Used to be the 4th richest company on earth before they were hit by a corruption scandal. But as you can see, it's sort of designed after the oil platforms, which you can see in the center of the bay over there. And if we switch over to the other side, you can get a look at two very distinct sides of Rio de Janeiro. Both the favelas, which is traditionally the lower class, lower income areas of Brazil. And of course, you know, the mid-rise and high-rise buildings behind it. That's where there's a bit more wealth, a bit more luxury. But it's really striking to see the contrast of the two areas just side by side. Now, a couple days later, of course, Tasha had to go back to the States, and Josh also went with her to her connecting flight in Sao Paulo, which meant that Nari and I had a couple of days alone in Rio de Janeiro before continuing our tour to the next city. When we woke up the next day and we saw bright blue skies and that hot Brazilian sun, there was only one thing on our mind. It was time for the beach.
Here comes the sun. Here comes the
Incredible place. Fala inglês?
Inglês?
No.
Hi,
How are you, my friend?
how you doing? I'm fine.
How are you? We're looking for 2 chairs.
2 chairs, one umbrella, just cadeira and water salt.
It's how much?
Ali, 2 chairs,
Yeah.
2 chairs, one umbrella, 2. Okay?
25?
What's he saying? 25?
25? 20,
2 chairs, one umbrella,
yeah. 25.
2, 5,
25.
25.
25.
So, promoção,
What do you think?
promoção.
Todo el día.
Yeah,
All day.
6.
6 until 6.
We only have 3 hours, right?
2 chairs, 10, 5. Yes, então,
10.
2 chairs, one umbrella.
20.
Okay?
20 todo.
Sí, promoção.
Yeah.
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 Okay, amigo. Obrigado.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, advice for getting chairs at the beach would be, you know, don't feel ashamed to haggle, especially if you feel like the price is a bit too high, because if you're noticeably an English speaker, like they might try to put the price a bit too high. I think the guy was pretty fair with us. He didn't start with an outrageous price or anything like that. But you know, it could happen. And also realize that like literally every 100 yards down the beach, there's another person selling chairs. So you have 100 different options of where to go. So don't be shy to just keep walking if you don't like the price. Other than that, I want to take this chance to offer a couple of safety tips. Now, the thing about Rio is, I think it's a safe city for anyone to visit, but you do need to be a bit extra precautious with your valuables because it is a city with a lot of wealth inequality. There are a lot of lower income neighborhoods, and it's just not a good idea to be flashing too much wealth in Rio de Janeiro. But unfortunately, because I walk around filming with a big expensive DSLR camera and microphone and tripod, I can get a lot of attention. So I had to be very selective with when I use my big camera. And when I went to the beach, I decided there's no reason to bring a big expensive camera to the beach. Whatever little valuables you have with you at the beach, keep a close eye on them. When I was at the beach, I was with this little backpack and this little camera. If I went swimming, Nari held the bag. If Nari went swimming, I held the bag. But it never left our hands, not even for a minute. Oh yeah, and since we're talking about camera gear, I should mention that I was sent something by a company called PGYTECH. So these are like filters that go on my camera. And I found these really useful, especially when I was at the beach and the sun was really bright. It just allows you to get better footage in bright sunlight. Oh, and they also sent me this tripod thingy. Very useful. I use this when I made my time lapses and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, if you're interested, they have tons of cool accessories. There's a link in the description. In fact, there's links to all my camera gear. So if anything in this video interests you, you can check it out. Okay guys, I'm here at the famous staircase in Rio. Definitely one of the top spots for Instagrammers or for anyone who likes colorful places. It's I'd seen pictures of it before, but what I didn't know is just how many different destinations around the world are showcased right here. Look, I even found Kazakhstan. But really, it's a tribute not just to Rio, not just to Brazil, but to all the beauty that there is on this earth. I think it's a must visit if you come to Rio. Now, because we'd already seen a couple of lookouts in Rio, such as, El Cristo, and then we went to the Ruin Park, which had a nice view, I wasn't sure if I had to go to Sugarloaf. For those who don't know, Sugarloaf is the big, epic rock that looks like a loaf of bread, hence the name Sugarloaf. But yeah, it's one of the top attractions in Rio, but I kind of thought, maybe I don't need to go because we've already seen a lot of the city. But then suddenly it was the last night in Rio and the sky was clear. I knew there was going to be a sunset and I decided, yeah, I need to do this. So guys, there's no shortage of places in Rio where you can get nice views of the city. But there's one undisputed champion in this city, and that is the Sugarloaf. It takes 2 separate cable cars to get up here. But once you're up here, check out the views, guys.
Welcome aboard the first stage.
Well guys, the sun has set over this marvelous city, and I think the sun has set on this video. I'm gonna end it here. Hope you guys have enjoyed this look at Rio de Janeiro. Definitely one of the coolest cities I've ever visited. And yeah, if it's not already at the top of your bucket list, move it right up, because there's only one Rio. That is for sure. So that's it, guys. Rio de Janeiro. What a city. It's actually a mixture of so many things that I like about other cities. It's got that feel that I love about Mexico City, that feel that you could just spend a lifetime here exploring and you'd always find something new that's interesting to see or do. It's got that cool architecture. It's got the nature, the proximity to nature. It's almost like Vancouver, where I used to live, where you have the ocean and you have the mountains, and it's just a really cool place. And probably not as dangerous as people think. Granted, there are parts of the city that, you know, tourists are recommended not to go, especially on their own. But I think the hype about Rio being a super dangerous destination is a bit overblown. As I said, I film with rather expensive camera gear. I did have to be careful, but it was manageable. We managed, everything was fine. And everyone I met in Rio was super cool. So other than that, yeah, I hope you guys stick around for the rest of my Brazil series. Don't forget to stay subscribed, and you can click that bell button if you want to get notified about every new video. And yeah, finally, if you enjoy these longer form videos, I really want to push the storytelling aspect of this channel and give you guys something unique, give you guys something a bit different. So if you do appreciate what I'm doing, you could always support me over on Patreon. For as little as $1 a month, you will see your names at the end of this video and every video. Stay tuned for the next video where we run into these guys. You're not gonna wanna miss it. As always, guys, I'm Dan from The New Travel. I'll see you next time.